I'm gonna do this real quick, okay? Go on. All right, let me go off. I'm gonna go off real quick. All right? Because I have so many opinions, and I know no one asked for them, but I'm gonna give them to you anyway. All right? I saw that once again, another VTuber agency dissolved. I have seen a ton of them come and go, but like this one in particular had so many of my friends. It was almost, it was like kind of baffling. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, I realized you guys were trapped in here for the last like year and a half. Jesus Christ. I made this tweet and I was just talking about how like, hey, you know, after us seeing so many of these failed business models in indie VTubing, you would figure that one of these CEOs would realize that, hey, maybe something isn't working. Maybe debuting multiple waves and gens of VTubers isn't gonna work. What if we just debuted one central group and focused all of our resources to build a strong brand, to establish a loyal fan base, to push out innovative content that no one's ever seen before in the VTubing community? What if we did that? What if we actually tried to make each individual talent grow as opposed to just shitting out a bunch of really rushed projects and hope that one of them sticks on the wall when we throw it at it? I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but then, chat, let me go into my replies. I joked, okay? I was just joking. Someone asked, what the fuck is a Vertex? I don't know. It's the latest agency to go down. A ton of my friends are affected. It sucks really fucking bad. Basically just a huge scam, okay? And I sarcastically said, I don't know, like the 20th agency to go bankrupt this year. Someone actually made a list of agencies to shut down this year, and Vertex really is the 20th VTuber agency to announce that they are shutting down this year. This is the full list of VTuber agencies that have shut down this year. Kawa Entertainment, Real Corp, Amberglow, Akio Air, Prism, Project Kawaii, VC, Voice Array, Yume Plus, Evan Red, Next Stage, Digikaji, Mito Entertainment, AN, Project Kawaii, V Reverie, Aoi ID, Nexus, Aurora Live VR, Vertex. Think about all the people that debuted under these agencies, okay? Not everyone got to get their IP back, all right? So the time that you spend under these botched agencies, I use that word because that's what happened, all right? You spend all that time building your IP, building your brand, building brand recognition. Your face is your model, okay? And once you leave that brand, your model, everything that makes you have to start all completely over. And that sucks so much ass, okay? Not every VTuber gets massive success when they go back to being an indie. I feel like people say that's the meta. That is not always the meta, especially when they were a smaller creator to begin with. Not everyone is going to follow you. And with your brand having so much diluted, like all these gens, and it dilutes like the pool of VTubers that the brand attracts, that there is that recognition, that loyal fan base, it won't happen because there's way too much stuff being thrown out in such a short amount of time. You can't establish that connection with a content creator that quickly, especially with like multiple people every single time you push out a new gen. And when that happens, you lose literally everything. And let's say you're lucky and you have the connections to rebuild yourself. That's fantastic. That's great. But I'm just thinking about all the lost time, money, and resources you spend on this. Because think about it. The majority of the time, these companies don't compensate you beyond your model and your cut. So if you're commissioning art for yourself and you're buying, and you have to get commercial rights because you're a company, right? You're buying just normal art to advertise for yourself. Because you're a VTuber, you can't just use your face. You could take a picture, that's totally free, but you can't because you're a VTuber. Now you're paying like the base price for art plus 1.5 times commercial fees. Yes, sometimes commercial fees are 2 times the base amount costs, and now you got to do all of that all over again for a brand new VTuber model, brand new IP. I feel like these agencies are nothing but predatory. And they purposefully know that VTubers are money bags because VTubers are really, really strong brand power, okay? Like the VTuber can create this avatar and everyone falls in love with them. You can start a completely new like identity online and you can be basically anyone you want to be. And these like narcissist CEOs, they know that. And they target these VTubers because they know that they don't know any better. They know that they don't know anything about contracts and laws. They know that, you know, if you can promise them the world, but these CEOs know that, you know, it's not on paper. They know exactly what to tell you to make you want to sign with them. And then you're stuck with this company that has no idea what they're doing. And they are neglecting you and your needs, right? And then let's just say like they rush a new gen, okay? The first gen barely has any resources. And now you're spreading yourself even more thin times two. What in the world are you thinking? What in the world are you thinking? It is so hard enough for just one VTuber to stand out against the crowd. What are you thinking trying to do that times 5? What are you thinking trying to do that times 10? It's so manipulative. It's so predatory. And the things that these agencies get away with in the name of like trying to, because you know, like you build a lot of camaraderie within these agencies, right? You get attached to your gen, you get attached to the people inside of it. It sucks when this dissolves because, you know, that camaraderie doesn't always like stay. You lose like your group identity. And then let's say like one of you guys gets to keep your model and your IP and then the other doesn't get to. It's so, and then no, everyone's confused. And then everyone in your fan base is confused. Like who's who, where'd you go? Sometimes the algorithm will be magical and show you exactly where they went, but like sometimes you never know because sometimes you were just like a window shopper, you know, just looking at this particular VTuber agency. Oh, they look really cool. Oh, I kind of recognize this person next to this person, but you don't actually recognize them by themselves. I just feel so bad. I feel so bad for and it's crazy. 20 VTuber agencies this year alone. You guys, stop making VTuber agencies. Stop making VTuber agencies. Just debut one group, all right? Don't try to like be something that you're not, all right? Make a clear goal path that you think will fit into the scale of what you can afford long term, because being a VTuber, you do not break even, okay? VTubing, like startup costs are insane, okay? They're gonna, well, for one talent, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like 10 to 20K. I can assure you that, all right? With commercial fees, model, debut, lore, art, like equipment, it's gonna be 10 to 20K, all right? You are not gonna break even for the longest time. And the thing is, a lot of these agencies, the company themselves debut the same time as their talents. So no one even knows who these agencies and companies are before the talents appear. So building that like customer to brand trust, and that's happening at the same time. That doesn't happen for years for most companies. And now why in the world would you want to debut another gen when you're barely being recognized as a company? I'm not a CEO. I'm not a tech bro. Okay, I just do this. I'm just a VTuber. But even I can tell that none of these agencies know what a content creator is. Okay, they have no idea how to produce short. They don't understand the YouTube algorithm. They don't understand how to post like where that you need to diversify your content. You need to post it on literally every social media platform you have. You cannot just debut a VTuber, give them a model, and then expect returns off of it, okay? That only exists in the upper echelon of VTubing, and even then, they took years to establish their brands, and even then, it's still super hyper niche. So you trying to fill in this super hyper specific small niche and thinking that you're gonna get a return off of it is just really, really silly. And now all these homeless VTubers with either no model, no company, and they probably still have to pay back these companies, bro. When these companies go down, you're probably gonna go down with them. You're probably gonna pay pay back your debut startup costs for the rest of your life. And half of these people just probably wanted to join as a hobby, wanted to join because it was fun, wanted to join and see where it took them. And now they're in crippling debt. Okay? And that's what I mean by predatory, okay? These are the insinuations that they don't tell you until it's too late. Until everything hits the fan, when they stop replying to you, when you stop getting payouts in time, when they start like ghosting you. I wonder what's going on. It's cuz they realized that they scaled way too high and now they can't make any returns and they're bankrupt and it's over. When these VTuber agencies debut and they could have like the most beautiful models in the entire world, they could have a gorgeous voice. Like, let's face it, brand power really is powerful, right? A VTuber from this agency and that agency are not equal. Okay, so now if you're an agency that just came out of nowhere and you debut this VTuber and they could be the most high quality, perfect VTuber, hilarious VTuber, no one knows you. No one knows your company, all right? Your VTuber is now tied to your brand, and but what is your brand? And now these guys are like, they're stuck. They're literally trapped in these like super highly predatory contracts for a year, and they can't talk about it. They're too scared to talk about it, and by the time it all like explodes, it becomes all super messy. You know, like their public image is stained by this like super traumatic event for them. VTubing is gonna be ruined for them for fucking ever. And at the end of the day, like all these companies really had to do, in my opinion, was just learn what it takes to be a content creator, to be a good content creator, and how to establish a strong brand identity for each, not their gen, okay? Not the gen, not the company, for their individual VTubers. And if you cannot do that for a single VTuber, why would you have a gen? It's so ass. It's so ass, okay? I really do root for so many of these small agencies. I do sponsorships for them. I get to watch their debuts, and then not even half a year later, I see their company explode. Like, that is so heartbreaking. And you know, like, these debuts are not like, they're better than my debut, right? Because to these VTubers, this is their chance to really make it big, to really make a name for themselves. They're putting everything they possibly can into it, and then they have to walk away from it completely because the company exploded. And they probably can't afford the buyout costs. Wow, you're making too much sense right now. These concepts are too advanced for Nepo baby money bags looking to abuse artists and creators. You know what? I hate to be schizophrenic, but I want to be schizophrenic for a second. A lot of CEOs are narcissists, and a lot of the people that have scammed me are narcissists. Does it? I mean, if the shoe fits, right? If the shoe fits, to be CEO, you're gonna be in charge of a lot of people. You're gonna have a lot of power. What kind of people like to be CEOs? Money doesn't make people smart and good people. Yep. And once again, these people, they're starting to see that VTubers are just walking bags of money, and VTubers are some of the most like insecure like people I've ever met. And I don't blame them. All right? It's a super competitive environment, and everyone thinks that everyone else is better than them, okay? But that's not true, okay? When you have a community of regulars, if you have people that know your name, that recognize your model, you have brand power. Don't undersell yourself. You have brand power. And even if you're like less than 100 CCV on Twitch is still like the upper echelons of Twitch. You are still outperforming the majority of people on Twitch. And think about it, $100 people who buy your plushie and say its market value is $50, that's still $500. And every time someone uses your code, X amount of money, okay? VTubers, don't underestimate your brand power. And it sucks because like so many of my friends who like join these like dookie ass agencies, they read the contracts. They do read the contracts. And sometimes that's not enough. And that's the shittiest part of it all. You could be as careful as you possibly could be, and this can still happen to you. So if there is a VTuber agency that is coming out in 2025, reconsider your direction. Reconsider how many gens you're going to put out. Reconsider everything, all right? Reconsider this. Make a VTuber group. Stop making gens. Stop making waves, okay? You need to become established. You need to stop pushing out tens of thousands of dollars worth of VTubers because you're making VTubers, but you're not making content creators. And content creators is what brings people in. That's how you get your fans and your fan base and people that actually want to watch you, okay? You can't just, no, at that point, you're just making a mascot. Stop making mascots. Please start making content creators and actually support them and learn what content creation is. I can't do it anymore, okay? Look at this list. There's 20 that disbanded this year. That's a problem. It's just really depressing. It's highly depressing, and seeing predatory practices everywhere, like, it can happen to anyone. Be safe, VTubers. At the end of the day, I support VTubers, okay? I don't care about the company. I support the VTuber, all right? And the trust I have with the company will always fall on how the VTuber is treated. And if you can't establish that customer trust in your brand, then you lose everything. The VTuber is not a mascot that you can project anything onto. They're still real people, and that's what people are there for. They watch these VTubers for their personality. They watch these VTubers because of their humor and like what they, I don't know, like the type of content they bring to. Not everyone is built equal in VTubing because these are not mascots. These are people. I'm tweaking. I can't not believe there were 20 agencies that exploded this year. Let my people go. Just let them go, little bro. Hey, stop asking your money. Stop asking your parents for money, all right? If there's a tech bro out there watching this stream right now, I need you to put the wallet down, all right? I need you to put the phone down. I need you to stop withdrawing money from the bank. I need you to dissolve that LLC, all right? You're not gonna be Yago, little bro, okay? Not all of us are built to be Yago, okay? You're gonna stop calling your parents, all right? You're gonna stop asking them to take the money out of the trust fund, all right? And then you're gonna go back to school, be a software engineer, and stop up other people's lives. And stop up people's IPs, like identities, brands. Knock it off.